Instagram, Facebook. How are you doing? You know me, Mark Morris, 53, 23 years in sales, 53, 26 years in sales, sold towards the door to door, Peta Vida mold and die. Sold Springs door to door, Peta Vida mold and die. Used to work outside Costco home decorating. Hello, would you like to sign up for Costco home decorating service? Did cold calling for like Equitas Capital. Hello, this is Martin for Equitas Capital. Are you thinking about selling or refinancing your house? All kind of sales. So right now I'm looking, every time I like to bring you read the apartment magazine. You gotta have, I'm in California, but it's almost everywhere. If you're gonna be in the rental property area, if you're gonna have as Grant Cardone says, if you're gonna have under 16 units, you're like playing Russian roulette if you're an income property owner. Because the problem is, here's one right here, let me show you. Santa Monica files lawsuit against property owner alleging rent-controlled units were legally converted into rentals. This is in Santa Monica because it's like homeless everywhere. So all the government's like, we don't want homeless people. We don't want homeless people. So they just like anything people cry about, they just do. Problem is they don't want to pay the bills, man. I'm having nightmares thinking about how I lost my 2 foreclosures. I mean, I put a tree in, put a fence in. I'll try to raise rent by $50. Everybody left, man. It's like rats going there. I like rats being attacked like the graveyard shift. The guy putting the water into the house with the rats. So all that happened. Nothing. Then you think, okay, then you get new tenants in, and then what happens? Hey, I want to try to fix this. You try to be nice, and then they pay their rent late. So right now, also what it is, National Apartment Association and National Multifamily Housing Councils comment on rental relief funds. Do you know only 25% of the owners and the residents who didn't get money during COVID have gotten this grant? Just came back out just about the middle of 2021, probably before Trump was fully out of office, where you were supposed to get aid. Nobody has it. So like I'm saying, if you have a rental property in California, it's like playing Russian roulette, man. You got to be in a good area, even if it's a good area. This is Santa Monica. Once people get in with a cheap rent, they got the poor mentality, so they don't want to leave. And on top of it, they think you're supposed to do all kind of shit for them. That's how, I mean, I had a rental. I tried to let a tenant stay $300. Why didn't you just have $300 buy me some time because I was in court for a probate? I just needed enough to cover the loan for the house, and then I can do some other improvements. But a fucking person couldn't even pay that. I ain't got no money. It's in the hood, beautiful house, 2-bedroom house, nice avocado tree in the back. Maybe a little loud, Section 8 across the street. Police made sure they were well policed, you know what I'm saying? People couldn't pay that. It's California, man. It's like people just don't, when you have a rental property, you need to, it's basically I gotta rent my property out to a college graduate, someone who knows how to respect money. Otherwise, you're playing Russian roulette. And on top of it, it's the number of units that make it so hard. Because if I try to do 4 duplexes, if you're gonna make money out as a property owner with one house, you are crazy, man. Problem is people don't pay the money, man. So then I was reading through it. I always like reading this because right now I'm investing in Grant Cardone's unaccredited fund because you need the location, people have to move in. You have to have new people coming into the market, and the people have to be motivated. That's why Miami, Florida, all those other areas are so good, because young people coming in, young people are motivated, young people want to make money, and young people they're competitive, so that pushes up the rent. And they want to stay because they don't want to say, oh, I got kicked out of my apartment. They don't want to say that. But now when you get people who are 40, 50, 60, they've given up, they quit. And they just think they're going to fucking stay there forever, man. So I was reading through here. Here's one I was also reading. I think this person was talking about, I found this. Where's this one section I wanted to show you? This one was, here it is. Dear maintenance man. Wait till you have rental property. You don't know what maintenance. I remember I had one time, I was in Yucca Valley. The piping outside froze, the water busted. So I got to find out where to cut off the water, have somebody come out there and fix it. That's one thing. Had another one where person had leaking oil on the ground. Code enforcement, go talk to her. They'll come talk to me. Hey, sir. Hey, Mr. Morris, your tenant has a car that's leaking oil on the ground. Could you please have her fix that? Why don't your fucking ass go tell her to fix the shit, man? I mean, that's what I mean, code enforcement. And what I like reading about it, I can tell what a rental property owner is like a small time person. All right, here's a question, for example. Our rental has a non-standard size sliding glass door that we'd like to replace. And then what should we expect in any way of wall damage or getting a larger door? It's like they're trying to replace a sliding glass door, but it's standard. And I'll talk about that later. But there's like, no, they're saying, it's it's a person who owns a property. Oh, I think I'll do it myself. Come on, man. So the book recommends they get someone to do it. And then here's another one the guy's talking about, the maintenance man talks about how I'm planning to rehab all the upstairs bathrooms in my apartment building. This is starting to be expensive, and in order to save money, I'm thinking of using heavy-duty shower curtains. So he's thinking about probably like an older development. I think mine's, the ones I had in Yucca Valley had the shower doors, but my older ones at the grandmother's house that I was renting out as a rental, they were thinking, oh, can I get some heavy curtains? No, bro, don't work like that. Gotta update the house. And then to end, well, I say being a small market rental property owner is so hard. In California, here's another one. The one I like is this one. It talks about, one of our tenants' dogs is constantly barking and growling at everyone who passes by their apartment. It has scared many of the residents, and they have complained numerous times. I got a dog next door. The neighbor leaves. He's like, I feel like bah. Like the hood, man. Go get one of those big pet bulls. Who used to do all that crazy stuff, man? You're like, come on, man. If you got a dog, take care of the dog, man. And people let their dog shit. And look, he's so cute. Do you shit all over the place? Did you shit? The cops will bust your ass upside the head, man. You try to shit. Oh, but I'll let my dog piss. He's such a cute dog. I remember I had my neighbors in my duplex. The guy called me. I guess the neighbor and him didn't get along. Your neighbor tried to feed my dog. There you go. Your neighbor tried to feed my dog chicken bones and stuff, and there was a big issue. I ended up going over there trying to solve it. Just crazy stuff. So when you own a property, you need to have one thing. You need to have scale. There you go. I just saw her drive out. So you need to have scale when you have property, when you're a property owner. You got to have scale, but you also have money to float so you can get rid of a tenant, for example. When is the code section pertaining to the tenants obligated to pay rent subsequently to a 30-day notice? Like sometimes you have the 30-day notice, there's a 3-day notice, there's an 8-day notice. Sometimes there's a 15-day notice or something to make good. It's changing so much, though. It's basically what you're trying to say. You're trying to get the person either to pay, comply, or get out. This is California, so trying to get them to get out is an act of God for some of them. They know some of these rental laws better than the lawyers, man. And these lawyers are trying to keep them in. And what ends up happening? Person gets kicked out eventually. Someone buys the house, they remodify the apartment, increase the rent, and what do we get? More homeless. So that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna do rental property, it's challenging. It can be done, and I'm gonna tell you about some things I learned. But most important thing you gotta learn is scale. You gotta make sure you deduct all your taxes, because when the property values go up, the government assumes like, okay, well, I'm going to send you a supplemental tax bill. That's what also helped force me into foreclosure. So I was just getting a little depressed, just having a little nostalgia about how I owned like properties didn't work, and thinking about some ways what didn't work, what doesn't work. Thought I'd share that with you today. Now I'll go back and do my study, and I can listen to the dog next door cry because its master left. It's like, bro, you keep quiet for you end up one of those shelters and you hit your 30-day notice. And you know what happens then? Either you're going to be experimented on or you're going to put you to sleep. So I would say be happy in a nice warm apartment, man. That's why I say sometimes never take anything for granted. Cash flow should be your discount. Join 202broke.com so you can have a little bit more money. So instead of living in a hood where you have you can live a nice area with only one little dog barking. Talk to you later.